I'm Erin from Fangirlish. I loved your guys' movie. It was very cute. I now have a phobia of cats and olives, though. Um, there was a lot of cats. So, were the pranks in the movie left on the screen, or were there a lot going off the screen? Um,
Uh, Not that many off screen. We had enough real dramas at the beginning to have any more pranks. Um, I got COVID very early on in the so everything got messed up.
We found
Um,
out, if I'm allowed,
Please.
Tom, we found this out the day before we were supposed to start shooting. And I remember getting a phone call from the producer and be like, Kat, can you sit down, please?
oh my God, I would be crying.
Everything okay? So how do you feel? And I'm like, fine, what's going on? And then they told me, and we had to we did the whole schedule. My first thing was I was worried about Tom and if he was okay. And oh my God, I gotta get him all the supplements. And oh my God, we were just talking about health and what does he need? And what do we get? And should I bring him food? And they were like, calm down, you're not going over there. I'm like, Laura's over there. So that was my my reaction. But yeah, it was a bit intense. But other than that, and honestly, I know that sounds weird, but even that I feel like was meant to be, because just the way everything was shot was great. I mean, we were able to do a lot of it at that point, other than like some of the end stuff, but in sequence of dealing with the airport and for my character as an actor, I always love to shoot things in sequence so I understand why the character has to earn the vacation or earn the ending and stuff. So it's always nice to play it out. So for me, I always look at everything was exactly meant to be, and it was perfect. And I got time by myself.
I think that like a lot of things in the movie happens to get to the end, but Tom, your character, I loved him until the point I found out he was engaged. And then I was like, what a slime bucket. And then but what about him made him so redeemable that Julie could forgive that lie of omission?
Well, it's a tricky thing because I think he thinks they're broken up. He thinks they're in a very weird place. And I think, we talked about this a lot, like what's redeemable, what's not, and what is it about this relationship, this existing relationship that he has, that he's obviously trying, because there's something on his mind throughout the movie, right? And I think that's maybe what is somewhat redeemable, but Julie doesn't know that. And I think he has to show her that Cassie is everything that's wrong with him. She represents this kind of front that he puts onto the world, and that's what's wrong. And I think Julie is everything that he needs, and I think that's what he has to show her.
Would you agree with that, Kat? Would you think that's why the character is redeemable and your character could forgive him?
I mean, Tom's performance throughout the film, and as an actor, I look for those little moments of the vulnerability and why he hasn't even experienced Verona or let himself be himself and enjoy and maybe even start his own business and all of those things. There were things that Tom did throughout his performance and obviously he literally says, I think one of the lines in the film is he literally says, you dumped me, like we were done. She's like, oh darling, it was just blah blah blah. How Lord does performance. So it actually is addressed. He does think that they're done, but he also feels like, well, I've built up this idea of who I am, and now this Julie person comes and throws everything. And that's the same thing that happens to Julie, where she has this idea of who she is and who she was supposed to be with, and it gets thrown for a loop. And they're almost like polar opposites, but they get to know themselves better by being together. And I think Tom did a really great job of finding those beats in those moments. And even in the script, there's plenty of people that get dumped and think they're broken up with.
Well, my time is already up, but I just wanted to say I loved the movie. I thought it was really cute. I love rom-coms. So I can't wait for everybody to see it. They're going to enjoy it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Bye.